Good day, welcome back to our YouTube channel. You are welcome. So now, furthermore, today I'll be explaining what is called importing data or collection of data from the World Bank Development Indicator. There are different data you can collect from this source. We have data related to gross domestic product, data related to labor participation rates, data related to unemployment rate if you want to carry your data analysis. So for you to carry out your data analysis, I'm going to explain to you in details in this section. So follow me. Again, welcome back to Data Drive Insights, taken by Adele Olalekun, a certified data and financial analyst. Follow me. So right now, the first thing you need to do is go to the web page. Now the web page you need to go to is datacatalog.worldbank.org /search dataset /0037712 / development indicator. Now don't stress yourself, you might not need to type this, just check below in my description setting. I've provided you the link already automatically. So whenever you are looking at this video, watching this video from your hand, maybe you are watching from Nigeria, watching from any part of the continent, maybe Africa, maybe Euro, name it, wherever you are located. If it is Asian, just to ensure you try to locate the description below the YouTube channel. Then if you can locate it, copy the link and paste it on your in your URL. Maybe you are using Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. So now the next thing you need to do is just come down to the Excel file, then click on the download button. Once you click on the download button, you can see what is named downloading resources. Then it starts counting. Wait for this to count. I don't need to download that again, I have it here. So once it has done downloading, once it has done reading, all I need to do is just cancel the procedure, so it won't repeat the same thing again. So all you need to download is the file. Then take note, the last updated was what, June 28th. You can see that is what, June 28th. Then you can see it has come down to my download region and it has downloaded, making it 2. Sure, I'm going to use the first one. Now it is an zip file. It is a zip file. So once it downloads as a zip file, it's very simple. One of the best way to do is just try to extract the file first. Once you've extracted the file, then you can do the needful. So how do you extract the file? So let's go down to our download region. Now this is my download region. All I need to do is just click. After clicking, right click, then click on extract to WDI Excel _2024_06_28 /. So once you've clicked that, wait a little bit for it to load. Once it has done loading, just click on the extracted folder, then open your Microsoft Excel file. So wait a little bit for the file to load. So let's keep on waiting for the progress. It might take a while. it is almost done. Once it is done loading, then we continue. Now this is the file we've been waiting for. So it might come in this manner. The first thing you need to do is just come under this protected view, then enable editing. Enable editing. So again, let's wait a little bit. After we've clicked the enable editing, then as that is still loading, let's kindly state our objective. So the objective is very simple. All I need from this data is, I need, for my analysis, I need a Nigeria related data, meaning that the country I'm dealing with is Nigeria. Let me state that. Then what are the indicators I want to extract? So I want to extract the gross domestic product for Nigeria. Yes, we have a lot of gross domestic products related data. We have gross domestic products at constant, we have at current. So which one do I want? When I get there, I'm going to know. Then again, the next thing I need is, I would like to know the present labor participation rate. I'd like to collect a data related to that. Then again, I would like to collect a data related to unemployment rate. That is making 3. Let me make it 5. I need a data on, I've collected data related to gross domestic product, labor participation rate, unemployment. Also, I need data related to foreign direct investment. Foreign direct investment. And lastly, I will need data related to Nigerian total population. Very good. So again, the first thing you see is the footnotes. What is the footnotes talking? Going back to the notepad, again, I would like to collect data. Now I need to specify my period. The period I want to collect data for is just from, the period is from 1990 to 2022. Yes. So again, looking at the footnote here is just an explanation, so I don't really need that. What I need is my data. Here we have series time. Also here we have the country series. We have the series, we have the countries, then we have the datas. So now this is where we are coming, the real region. We have the datas. Now you can see these datas are overwhelming. We have about what? We have about 396,873 datas of all countries, from African, Eastern and Southern to Zimbabwe. These datas are really overwhelming. So what do I need to do? It's very simple. The first thing I need to do is just firstly create a filter. So how do I create a filter? The easiest way to create a filter is by holding your Ctrl Shift L to create a filter, or you come down here on your home tab, click on sort, then click on filter. So once you've done that, it's as simple as that. So again, the next thing I would like to do is, you observe that if we keep scrolling down, I tend to lose my column headers, which is the country names, the country code. Let me expand this a little bit. you tend to lose data related to the country code, the indicator's name, then also the years which are essential, so I can know the year I'm dealing with. So once I scroll down, I'm not able to see that. So how can I tackle this? One of the easiest way to do that is come to the view tab. Under the view tab, come to the freeze paint. So and click on freeze paint. So once you click on freeze paint, ensure you are selecting your cell C2. Your cell C2. So you can easily scroll down while you still have access to what all your row header, all your row header. You can see your column header still showing, so you know the year you are dealing with. So now again, scrolling down can be a very difficult thing, because scrolling down you tend to have a larger data to deal with, and it might take internal before I could easily locate my gross domestic product for Nigeria. Also, before I could easily locate my total population for Nigeria. So one of the best way to do this is very simple. So in the drop down for country name, just click on the drop down. Then you have two options here. You can easily uncheck everything, then scroll down and find N, then check only Nigeria, and press OK. That is the first method. Else, you can easily just come back here once you are done. Once you are done, you can clear the filter, then come back to the normal, or you can just search for Nigeria. After searching for Nigeria, press OK. So now it's going to filter just down to Nigeria related data. So you can see we are dealing with only Nigeria related data. Interesting. This has made our work as simple as that. So what is the next thing do I need to do? So instead of me filtering down to gross domestic products, that is not professional enough from my perspective. I love using another style. So what will I do? Follow me. The next thing I need to do is very simple. All I need to come is press my Control F. After pressing my Control F, it's going to give me the find and replace tab. Then I can easily search for gross domestic products. Now Excel is telling me this can't be found. I guess that is the error I'm witnessing right now. So let's wait a little bit while this loads. So you can see we could not find what you are looking for. Does that mean gross domestic product is not there? No. So what we need to do again, let's quickly scroll down. I'm coming. Let's try to locate G. So let's just search for GDP. We should have something related to GDP, but it can be much. So let's just search for GDP current. Okay, we can see GDP current. Then let's search for GDP per capita. Now we are under the GDP families. Let me call them the GDP families. So you can see the GDP you are looking for. Let me cancel this. Then click what we have here. So we have GDP constant 2015 US dollar. And again we have GDP constant measured in terms of LCU, which means local currency unit. So you might be interested in local currency units. Then again, if you want to understand the difference between constant and current, take note, use the Google. What does constant means? What does current means? So let's take ourselves back to Google. So you know the difference between what economics called nominal GDP and real GDP. one is called nominal GDP, while the second one is called real GDP. So you can always go to your Google, type difference between current and constant. You can see we have constant GDP. So you see it's going to tell you that the source is Central Statistics Office, which states that because constant price tells us more about whether the economy is growing, it is sometimes refers to as what real GDP, which means that constant price GDP means what real GDP, while current price GDP means what nominal GDP. So it's as simple. Are you interested in real GDP? Are you interested in nominal GDP? Then again, if you want to further understand the difference between real GDP and nominal GDP, also use the Google. But time won't permit me to do that. So write a I am interested in constant GDP. So here I'm going to use my constant GDP. So we can see the data. So all I need is from 1990. So I'll come to my 1990. 1990. All I need to do is just scroll down to 1990. Then hold your shift. All you need to do is just once you get to your 1990, a little bit. So once you get to 1990, just hold your control key, then press the right navigation to alight to 20. Now you have data up to 2023. So copy. After copying, just come down to, you can easily just open a new Excel worksheet. After opening a new Excel worksheet by pressing Ctrl N to create a new workbook, then let me just quickly make an arrangement for my data. So the first thing we should have is the year, then the year starting from 1990 to 1991 to 2022. I'm going to correct that. Then again we have GDP. Let's name this real GDP. Since it are constant GDP, we have data related to FDI, again population, labor participation rate. I guess it's remaining one. Yes, we have the unemployment rate. So let's call this UEMP. So again, let me highlight these two. I don't need to start typing everything. Excel is built to understand what I mean by saying 1990, 1991. It means calculate in a year interval. So once I come down here and bring it down to maybe around 33, you should be able to give me up to 2022. So here we have up to 2023. Very good. So the next thing I need to do is just ensure my data is copied, then Ctrl C, then also switch between tab by pressing Alt tab, then press Alt ES to paste special, then paste that as values, then transpose it because the other one is in what is row wise. Then what I want to paste it, I want it to be what switch to column. So you have to click on the transpose and press OK. So once you've done that, again we need to move to FDI, population, labor participation rate, and our own employment. So the next thing we need to do is just come back to our World Bank development indicator data. You can press the escape key. Once you press the escape key, the copy highlighted cell will go. Then again, just try to drag back to your indicator's name. Then let's search for foreign by pressing Ctrl F. Then search for foreign direct investment. Now we have the foreign direct investment. So again, we have the foreign direct investment family. Are you interested in foreign direct investment net info? Are you interested in foreign direct net outflow? Then again, you can see the one for percentage of GDP, which is calculated in terms of percentage of GDP. Then again, we have the one calculated in terms of balance of payment, which is BOP. You can see that. We can see the one for net, and we can see the one for inflow and outflow. So it also depends on your taste. Whatever you feel suit your analysis, you use. But I will be using the one for balance of payment, and I'll be using net outflow. I will be using net outflow. Okay, let me quickly just switch to net inflow. Then let's switch to where we have 1990. Let me just drag. Then Ctrl C to copy. Then you can easily just paste. Alt ES. Again, don't forget to transpose. Then you are pasting it as values. So again, after you've done that, you can easily just do the same thing for population, labor participation rates, unemployment. Then we are good. Then again, let's come down here. Where are we going? The next place we need to go is what? Escape. So let me just drag this to the extreme end. So I need to drag the slicer or the straw to the extreme end. Then search for population. So once you get to population, again we are still under incident of HIV. We don't need that. So let's search to receive. You can also use this find all button. So if we click on the find all button, it's going to give you options, and this might take a while in a case where we have a lot of population. You can see it is reading each of the cells. So once you use the search all button, you can easily just switch to whatever you feels fixed into where you are going. Expand that. After you expand that, then try to locate what you need. So what I need personally is the total population, and not the one demarcated. So let me just start from here. Let me cancel this. So we have population age 0 to 14. It depends on your analysis, but I don't need age 0 to 14. let's see the best population we can see. We can see the one for 15 to 64. So try as much as possible to locate the one that fit in for your analysis. You can see the one for population growth, population in largest city, population in slums, population in what? Population female, population total. So what I need is population total. What I need is the population total. So let's just click on that. Again, let's stroll to 90. Then click, then highlight everything. I'm not selecting the right one. This should be the right one. Yes, you can easily check using the row number. This is the row number. So let's just scroll back. Are we on the right path? So if you scroll back a little bit, you can see population total. Yes, we are on the right path. So hold your control key once again, copy, control C, then come down to your new workbook, then ensure you paste it as values, then you transpose to switch from row to column. So once we've done that, the last thing we need, the second to the last thing we need is what? Labor participation rate. The labor participation rate. So again, let's go back. So let's also find the labor participation rate. Okay, that can be fine. What can we see? Okay, let's just drag down to L. Let's quickly search for labor. Oh yes, what could have happened could have been as a result of typo error. So let's change our label to this, then participation rate. Okay, so again let's just search for ordinary labor. Good. Yes, that would be labor force, not just labor. Yes, you can see we have labor force participation rate. So you can see from 15 to 24. Then you should be able to see the total. You can see total percentage of what? Population. and we have national estimate. Then we have ILO, which is International Labour Organization. So are you using the one for national estimate or International Labour Organization? So it's left to you to decide that. Then again, let's use the one for national estimate. So again, we are dealing with this row. Let's go down to 1990. So we have data starting from 19288643. Yes. So highlight everything once again, copy, then come down to your Excel file, Alt ES, values, transpose, OK. So after you've done that, again, the last thing we need to do is the unemployment rate. The unemployment rate. So after the unemployment, we have a collected data from what? The World Bank Development Indicator. So the next thing we need to do again is come back to our World Bank Development Indicator, scroll back, once you scroll back, press Ctrl F, then search for unemployment, find next, then it should take you down to where we have unemployment. You can see we have unemployment with advanced education, basic education, intermediate education. Then again, we have it as percentage of what? Female labor force. We have it as percentage of what? Male labor force. Then we have unemployment total, the one for modeled ILO estimate and national estimate. So let's use again the national estimate. Let's go down to 1990. Okay, I guess we'll be using the one for ILO. We don't have any data for national estimate. So let's make use of the one for ILO. So let's copy, then come down to your workbook, then Alt ES again. Ensure you save. Don't forget to save. That is extremely important. So once you've collected your data, we have your data. Just ensure you have complete data. Then whenever we have excess data, ensure you delete that by pressing highlighting using Shift Control, then pressing delete. So once you have excess data, delete. Ensure you leave the one you want. Then here we have what? Empty data. We don't have data related to labor participation rate in 2022. How do we tackle that? It's left to you to decide as an analyst. You might decide to use a 4 years average. You can decide to use a 4-year average. You might decide to use other source again, which I won't be able to mention in these videos. You can just use an average of 4 years, then press enter to get the recent one, or you might leave it blank and write 0, but it's not ideal writing 0. So better use an average of 4 years. So after you've done that, again, just come to your file to save a copy, then save as whatever you feel and choose the right directory. So I guess you enjoyed the video once again. So ensure you are collecting the right data and you are using the link. Subscribe again once more now for in our YouTube channel. Once you subscribe, so you'll be able to get access to our new videos and you get notification as we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, thanks for following, thanks for liking Data Drive Insight.